16th of May 2023. This is one of those what the fuck moments, and in this one I want to talk about something that is extremely relevant today, and this is the total onslaught and propaganda around apartheid. Now don't get me wrong, I was one of the guys that voted yes when I got the opportunity. And I voted yes for a specific reason, so that we could grow South Africa into the monster it could be. And we all know what happened. The reverse happened. Everything got destroyed. Nobody really benefited, except for a handful of well-connected ANC cadres. That is what happened. So we exchanged apartheid for a gangster state, a mafia state, and the population paid the price. This article that I'm going to handle today is also on a blog that I have, and I will put the link in the description under the video here. It was based on a book written in 1988 by a German guy, The Lies About Apartheid Unmasked. In 1988, a German book published how benevolent the white giant of Africa actually was. Below are some of the facts referencing 1988. In 1972, SA blacks owned 360,000 vehicles, more than all the black African states together. The monthly income of blacks per capita in 1988 was 352 rand per month in South Africa. Malawi and Mozambique was less than 20 rand per month. Now, this is all that I'm going to extract from that article, but I do it to give you reference. 352 rand per month was the per capita income of blacks in 1988. Compare that to the 350 SASSA grant today. Think about it. And you must think long and hard. I'm doing this article based on a post that was done by Thabo Mdanga Katsiwo on the evil of the apartheid of the Boers. That was an article that he published. If it was so merciless and inhumane, how did Mandela manage to get a lawyer's degree? Was it inhumane for whites to have built 10 universities for blacks during apartheid? Didn't this inhumane government increase its budget on black education by 30% every year, paid for by white taxes? Now, you must look at these facts. And these are the things that you must keep into consideration. And I'm doing today's Skidmark specifically for the older generation of people in South Africa, not whites or blacks or coloreds or Indians, for the people of South Africa. Because these are the facts. Many of us grew up under these things, so we have first-hand experience. The problem in our society today is that the biggest troublemakers and racism mongers was not even alive under apartheid. And I'm going to do a Skidmark about the SASSA generation. So keep this in mind, and I'm doing it so that you can share it to those that you know have the intellect and the ability to listen and learn from what they hear, not react on memes and tweets only. How was it possible in such inhumane conditions for 65% of the black South African children to be at school, compared to Egypt 64%, Nigeria 57%, Ghana 52%, Tanzania 50%, Ethiopia 29%. How was it possible in such inhumane conditions that 71% of black adults in South Africa could read and write, compared to Kenya 47, Egypt 38, Nigeria 34, and Mozambique 26%? Didn't these inhumane racist whites build 15 new classrooms for black schools every working day, every year? Think about this. I did a Skidmark on education in South Africa, which was absolutely shocking. But think about this. Then look around your communities and look at the state of your schools. How many schools did the black government build, delivered, stocked, and staffed properly? Answer that question for yourself. How was it possible in such inhumane conditions for the black population to grow from 5 million to 40 million? If the apartheid regime was so inhumane, why did it spend 56% of its annual budget on blacks? If it was so inhumane, how was it possible for black living standards to rise by 5.4% per year? Think about this. These are facts. These things have been published in United Nations documents, in many of the human rights documents, and all over. And it is in that book that I would give you the link also here. This is facts, not political bullshit. Facts. If it was so inhumane, how did Soweto get 115 football fields, 3 rugby fields, 4 athletic tracks, 11 cricket pitches, 2 golf courses, 47 tennis courts, 7 swimming pools built to Olympic standards, 5 bowling alleys, 81 netball fields, 39 children's play parks, 78 civic halls, 42 cinemas, 48 clubhouses, 316 churches, 378 schools, 2 technical colleges, 8 clinics, 63 child daycare centers, 11 post offices, and its own fruit and vegetable market, all paid by white taxes. Look around you if you live in Soweto. What is left of all of these things? What is left? Answer that question for yourself. If it was so bad, why did Soweto alone have more cars, taxis, schools, churches, and sport facilities than most independent countries in Africa? More private vehicles than the entire white population of the USSR at that time. Let that sink in. And just think about these things. Our lives has been destroyed by the ANC cabal. That is a fact. Everything is destroyed. Who gave blacks the Baragwanath Hospital for free? The biggest hospital in the world, with 3,245 beds, and at its peak, almost 8,200 staff. It had 23 operation theatres, fitted out with the most modern medical equipment that existed in the world, where blacks were treated and operated on at full government subsidies, cost to the white taxpayers for unlimited periods. Plus, the budget of this hospital was higher than the yearly budget of most small member states of the United Nations. It employed 456 medical doctors in full-time service. It treated 112,000 inpatients and 1.76 million outpatients per year. Think about this. And if you walked into Baragwanath Hospital, it was clean, it was organized, and everything functioned. No patients were lying on the floors and in the passages. No, none of that. It was a high quality performing institution. But unfortunately, most of these shit stirrers of today don't know about this, because all they are aware of at Baragwanath is dilapidation, lack of service, and people dying on the floors. That is their reference. They never experienced that hospital when it was actually functioning. The children and infant death rate, with 34.8 per thousand, was lower than Harlem in New York. In 1982 alone, this hospital performed 908 heart operations of world standard on black patients. 94% of the blood donors to that hospital, whites. Who gave the blacks the St. John's Eye Clinic, world famous for treatment of glaucoma, cataracts, eye traumatic injuries, and rare tropical diseases? All built and maintained by white taxpayers' money for blacks. And remember that 92% of the inhumane whites voted for a change in South Africa in the referendum of 17 March 1992. For that, I feel really disappointed and angry. I voted yes then. And what are the average blacks giving me today? Only hatred, and they wish my destruction. What is that? What is that? But they do that to their own families. That is the problem. But hey, let's keep on blaming the whites and apartheid 29 years after an entire country in perfect working condition was handed over to black rule. How does this morally justify the call for the slaughtering of the innocent victims yet again? Answer these questions, listen to these facts, and remember, knowledge is power. Please give me a like and subscribe, and most important, share this thing. Share it. People are totally unaware of the facts. They are all reacting on propaganda. Thank you.